All right. Hello, beautiful people. This is Matt from Day and Night Podcast coming to you, episode 11. Mark over there drinking his beer. I don't know what that is. Is it beer or sweet tea?
Nah, that's that Four Loco.
What is for loco? What is
Yeah,
that?
it's
That's
like a
beer?
malt liquor. Yeah.
Oh, damn. I
Malt
didn't know you
liquor.
was still drinking
You
malt
know
liquor.
what? I walked in the store today and I was like, you know what? It's my day off. I'm enjoying myself. Because the guy that when I go in that store, he sees me every time I'm getting an energy drink or something correlated to the
Yeah.
gym. So he said, working out today, my friend. And he see me grab a beer. He's like, oh, never mind. I was like, yeah, it's my day. I'm gonna just relax, chill. It's been a long week. So, I don't drink a lot. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get something a little extra. So I got that.
You definitely got something extra. I mean, he went back to the malt liquor.
I
Not,
know,
not
right? It's
beer,
been a
but
minute.
malt liquor.
Yeah, so I start slurring my words. Y'all gonna know why now, since Matt put me on blast. So
That's all right. We might have to do a lot of editing on this one.
yeah, right.
All right. So, as always, beautiful people, like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate you all, those of you that's viewing. And I'm not going to keep begging you all, but leave a comment. We're curious to know what you guys are thinking. I'm curious every episode. But anyway, so we're going to get into it.
In a world of envy, analyze as these guys looks to see. They clones to the naked eye, the dynamic dude. No pesticides, they organic. Day and night's the podcast. In panoramic in 4K, live streaming on your airwaves. No cliche to downplay, this ain't no child's play. Twin brothers close knit bonding. They wonders of the world, they monsters. The twin Tompkins, brought on only born. They travel the world stomping at the break of dawn daily. The iron's pumping, my brain no brothers, about to bring you their life. Look no further, everybody, cause it's day and night.
So today, hopefully, I don't think it's a controversial topic. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's something we all look at some point and say, you know what? Can men and women truly be platonic friends? So that's what today's topic is, episode 11. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and start it off. Can men and women be true platonic friends? I think it depends on the individuals themselves. As far as myself, when I was like 21, 25, early 30, well, I mean, I was married, but
Yeah,
I definitely was,
put out there.
yeah, I would definitely say no. In the younger years, I would say no. Just for the simple fact, you're young. How was that dad to say that? Young, dumb, and full of cum.
Yeah,
So, you're still learning this stuff. You're still learning life. You're still learning who you are. And that testosterone is still, running rampant. So, you're talking to a female and, you get those juices flowing and you looking at her. It's a beautiful woman. And you start wondering like, damn, I wonder what she'd be like under the sheets. So I believe it's a challenge when you're younger. And our age, we're almost 50. Even though some 50-year-olds out there that's, still haven't fully matured. But as for myself, I feel as though that I matured and I don't have the same mindset that I had when I was younger. So I can actually be friends with a woman and not have any ulterior motives or look at them in a different way, like wanting to sleep with them or whatever the case is. So I do believe that it's a possibility to do that. Again, it just depends on that person or that individual. So, how do you see it?
okay, so I agree to a certain extent. I believe it depends on the situation. What I mean by that is how do you meet the person?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all first meet and say y'all want to just build into a friendship? Let's say at work. I think that's a good place where you meet people, you build a bond, you go out, you hang out, you with them all day at work. So sometimes you go out, and that's when you really develop a friendship. Mm-hmm. So that to me is one way to say, yeah, that could be a platonic male, female. They have similar things in common. They enjoy each other's company, but it's just simply, friendship.
Right.
But if you meet somebody, let's say, for example, I met someone this about 6, 7 years ago, right? And we started off dating, talking, get to know each other. We hit it off. We liked each other. I'm gonna say it was a somewhat physical attraction that was there, but I don't think it was over the top where, wow, I met her, like, gosh, she's beautiful. I just want to get to know her. I want to talk to her. I want to know everything about her. I think that's when initially where the challenge comes in. I'm gonna get more into that as more I go into the story. But as we dated, everything was perfect in the beginning, right? So we hung out, spent time together, went to movies, talked about everything. We communicated, which is important, right? So we communicate on everything. We talked about stuff. So maybe a year later, for whatever reason, this is what's going to sound weird, because people always say, well, how did you just stop liking her in that manner? I said, I don't know. I think because we started to grow and get to know each other, it became to a point where she felt more like a friend. Right. So I was like, you know what, this just ain't going to work. So I confronted her. Of course, she didn't agree with it. She didn't understand it. She met the family. You probably know what I'm talking about by now. You met her one time. And she hit it off with everybody, especially Candy, our sister. Them two hit it off like best friends. And she would ask me, how can you say that about her? How can you just like somebody just all of a sudden just stop and all you see them as a friend? I said, because the more and more I got to know her, the attraction, like I said, wasn't there initially the way it was in the beginning. So I think it just kind of burned out. And as more I got to know her, I just felt like she was a sister. And a lot of people like, how is that possible? I was like, it's possible if you just don't have no attraction at that point. And we could still communicate, talk, we joke and laugh, and people will look at us and be like, y'all act like y'all a perfect couple because y'all always seem like y'all doing good together. I said, yeah, but it takes both people to make it work. She was still into me, but I was just into her on a friendship level. So I confronted her and told her that I think we can only be friends because it would be wrong to you to continue to be with somebody knowing that I wasn't in that physical attraction on that level. I just felt like she was more of a sister. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you meet somebody in the beginning, if it's initial, you just build that friendship, I think you can be a platonic male and female friend and talk about each other's issues in life or whatever, because y'all started off as friends. It was never any time where y'all felt like y'all was attracted to each other. So that's the difference. So if you meet somebody in the beginning, but it don't work and y'all say that, oh, let's fall back and be friends, but you still attracted to them, one's gonna be still kind of feeling like they want more and they just doing it more because the respect to the other one. You know what I'm saying? So vice versa, male, female. So I think that's where it's hard to have that male and female friendship, is dependent on how y'all first begun, how y'all built that friendship. Because I hear this all the time when I meet women, and they always say, I want a best friend, right? Also a lover. This is kind of different subject, but I think it's parallel to what we're talking about. Is I always ask women, so if you want a best friend, why can't y'all be together if that's your best friend? Oh, I don't see him like that. I only see him like a brother. So again, that comes up where you see that person as an individual, as a brother or a sister, vice versa. So I think that's where it's going to be hard, because if one has more than just a friendship, it's going to always be that there. They just doing it more out of respect for you, but they always going to feel like they want more. So I think that's where it's going to be hard to be platonic friends. So I guess what I'm saying is, yes, you can be a platonic friend, male, female, but then also I think it's a thin line where it can't work, because as much as you try, if that one, the other one, vice versa, a woman or male, feels some type of way, it's going to always kind of be a gray area where they friends, but they only doing it out of respect, but they still want more. You know what I mean? So I think that's where it's going to be a little challenging. But I have numerous female friends, lady friends, that I only see them as simply friends. And there's some that's fine as heck. And I'd be like, damn. You know, so, but out of respect, I'm like, no, I'm not going to cross that line. So, yeah, you got to really, like you said, that's the key. You said it, is mentally, you got to be mature enough to know that, no, this person is a friend. I got to respect her or his wishes, because this is what they want. I can't let my feelings get in the way of a good friendship, because sometimes you're going to lose a great friend because your intentions are you want more. So
I don't know. I will say this because I actually had either people I dated before or in a relationship, and I still do believe this to an extent. Is that I told her, I said most men, probably 90% of men, if they say they're a friend with a female, they secretly want to be with them. And at some point, if you allow them the chance, they would definitely sleep with you. So I always tell them, I said, one way you can find out? I said, just test them and be like, you know what? I know we friends, but I found myself attractive to you and I want to go ahead and give it a shot. It don't have to be nothing serious, but, I'm physically attracted to you. So what do you say, we do this thing?
Right.
And I said, I guarantee you that joke will be like, hell yeah. Especially if it's an attractive woman. I just don't find too many men. I don't believe too many men, but like, nah, we're just friends. I don't want to ruin the friendship. I think they'll jump on it. So I used to always tell women, like, if you really want to truly find out, then test them. And I guarantee you, most men will be like, hell yeah. And there might be some out there, and like I said, be like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and, pass on that. I just want to be friends with you. But like the same with you, I have a lot of female, I'm going to say friends, I'm going to say associates. Some of maybe one or two are real good friends and the rest are associates. Now, see, this is the spin to it.
Right.
So, like you said, if you start off just as friends, like you meet somebody and y'all just talk and you hang out and stuff. For example, I had a friend that I worked with in Virginia when I was at immigration. And I'm not going to say her name, but she was cool as hell. When I was dating Aja at the time, we went out. She went out with her man. I went out with Aja, and we met out at some comedy club. And make a long story short, I still keep in contact with her today, to this day. We're just truly friends. Like, I could talk to her like a sister. It was like sister and brother. I could talk to her about anything. She'll come to me and stuff like that. So from that standpoint, I believe that can be the case. Like, you can't have a platonic friend as a woman. Now, this is where it gets kind of sketchy. Can you have a female as a platonic friend to someone you used to either be in a relationship with, someone y'all was just like physically in a relationship, or somebody that you wanted to, but you never got to that point? Can you truly be a platonic friend with a woman based on in those three categories? So, like I said, for me, there's a couple that, I have relationships with, rather physical or just in a relationship, that I still have contact with, and we label ourselves as friends. And I don't have any, hidden agendas or wanting to sleep with them or anything like that. And this one, she got married, found a man in her dreams. She's doing great things with him. We're truly friends. We talk about a lot of stuff. I don't talk to as much as I did before because, I don't want to disrespect her husband. But, and I believe it can be possible, but it's the maturity of that person. So I don't know if you have any experience in that aspect.
Yeah, well, I mean, I heard some of it because some of it, like I said, it muted, so I couldn't hear all of it. But I think I've heard somewhat the tail end when you was talking about you met somebody, but you liked them, but you kept that respect and was just friends with it, but you had other intentions or wanted other intentions.
Oh no,
somewhat what you were saying?
Yeah, it's something along the lines of that. What I was saying is the difference, I think, is if you was a platonic, or you had a relationship, whether physical, real relationship, or what have you, and y'all broke up and y'all are still friends. I was asking, can you actually still be a platonic friend with someone you used to be with physically or in a relationship with?
Yeah, that is a challenge. And I'm glad you said it, because that's another good point, is once you have that intimacy, I personally think it happened once. Yeah, it is a challenge because you still have that little bit of care, that desire. So you see her, I saw her with somebody else, and I never was disrespectful or rude or act like a jealous type where it was over the top, but she could tell that it kind of bothered me. She said, are you gonna be cool with me dating other people, knowing that I just want to be friends? And I was like, well, yeah, but damn, you sure this dude's the right dude? So that was my way of kind of throwing shade, but I still had to respect her wishes and be her friend. But yeah, it was hard because I still had not so much feelings, it was more attraction because she was beautiful. So it was always like, damn, when I see her, it's like, man, I gotta start thinking right. I can't be sitting here with impure thoughts,
Right.
knowing that she expect me to be respectful to her and be her friend. So it's not gonna be easy. And I'm not sitting here saying that it can't be, but like you said, male testosterone is a mug. Sometimes we think with that other head, and it's a challenge. So right now, it's been it's been about 6-7 years. I haven't even communicated with no more because this is my fault. I kind of fell off because she met somebody, and then it kind of went south. And after that, we just stopped communicating. But yeah, that first year, it was a challenge for me because every time I seen her date somebody, if some of these dudes was good, but I just didn't like it because I still had that attraction more than anything. It wasn't even so much of just her being with somebody just because I was still attracted to her. So I didn't want to see her with nobody else, even though out of respect, the friend should be happy for that person. But yeah, it's a challenge. But it's funny, I'm gonna tell you a story. One thing about the previous lady I was talking about where I broke it off and I said we need to be friends. Now, this is where it's interesting about the platonic male and female. This is where I think when I was speaking earlier, how sometimes one had more intentions than the other. Now, I told her she had a male best friend, and she was telling me how they talked about everything. Nothing was undiscussable. They talked about sex, everything. You know, they was best friends. She said that was her dude. And I remember her telling me that he met a girlfriend, or he met someone that became a girlfriend. And the girl didn't like the fact that him and my girl was always communicating. She questioned it, like, why are y'all always talking? Y'all shouldn't be that close. If you with somebody like, if you that close, why aren't y'all in the relationship? Because it seemed like you speak of her very highly. And she would tell me this about her best friend. This is what his girlfriend said. I was always like, well, it do seem kind of suspect. Because even I was like, y'all do communicate on that extra level. I was just like, well, I'm gonna respect you because I knew you knew him before I knew you. So I don't feel like that's right on me to say, hey, you need to stop talking to your dude because I don't appreciate it. I feel like it's too much because he was there before I was. That's just how I think. So her best friend, girlfriend didn't think that way. She felt like you got a girlfriend now. There's no reason for y'all to be that friends, that close, that tight. Y'all don't need to talk every day. I'm your friend now. So the moral of the story is she made him stop talking to her as a friend. They've been friends over 20 some odd years. So she came to me crying and upset and couldn't understand, why he would break up a 20-year friendship for his girlfriend, where he should have put her in her place and said, look, she's been here a whole lot longer than you have. I don't know how long you're going to be around. So why should I stop a 20-year-old friendship for someone I just met? So the moral of the story, the point I'm trying to make is that's where I think platonic friends can cause problems when you get in a relationship, because one or the other is going to have a problem. It's four of us. Me and her, she told me the same thing. And like I said, I felt kind of like it was kind of weird that they always communicated. And I told her the same thing. But now me and you are together, you don't need to be talking to him as much. And she respected that. She said, okay, I won't do it as much. But his girlfriend didn't want it. She didn't want to have it. She didn't want to hear it. So he wind up stopped being friends with her just to be with the girlfriend. So the point is, that's where I think it's going to be good. It's good to be a male and female friend, but then you got to know how to balance that. Because when you do get in a relationship, there's always going to be a conversation. Is why are you so close with that friend? Why do y'all have to talk about everything? I get it. Y'all was friends for years, but you have a significant other. So you need to, I wouldn't say you need to stop talking to them, but I think you need to be able to balance it to where not as much, because then that would look kind of suspect, where it's like you got a girlfriend or boyfriend now. There's no need to be communicating with that person as much, but then that's going to put them in a situation where the friend's going to feel like, well, why you put me second for somebody you barely know? I'm your friend for years. So that's always going to be a challenge. when you come to that male and female platonic friendship. So I think that's where I think it has to be a level head, level mind. Like you said, you got to be mature about it. Because I had that happen, and that's a situation where, she lost that friend. I don't know if they ever got back and rekindled what they had, but when we was together, yeah, she was hurt by that. She was crying, and that's when I was like, damn, you're taking this a little serious. But 20 years, that's a long time to be a friend with somebody.
I don't know. I look at it from this perspective. I actually overstand both of them. Yeah. I overstand the girlfriend from the male friend.
Yeah.
Now, this is how I'm looking. I was listening to you. Mm-hmm. To me, if it's a childhood friend, I see that. If it's someone you met like midlife and y'all, like you said, they hung out, did everything together. Just in my mind, that sounds like a relationship.
Right.
You could still, in my opinion, you could still be attached to that person and have that same type of connection, but there's just no physical aspect of it. But you still actually see that person as your mate. But it's just on that. It's not on the level as a relationship. Is actually having sex in it.
Right.
So to me, maybe that's how she was looking at it. Because I always say this to anybody I'm dating in a relationship: if you can't be the woman that I call, if something happens, you should be the first person I call. If I gotta call somebody else and I gotta rely on somebody else to help me out, then you're not the one for me. Because you should be my best friend. Anytime something comes up, I should be thinking about you. I should not have to think about my friends or associates. If I do, there's a disconnect. So that's what I'm looking at from the girlfriend's perspective. So I kind of understand that, like, why are you so attached? Like, you're no longer with her. I mean, you're with somebody right now. Right. Not saying just totally cut her off,
right? Yeah.
But not every day and every single thing that goes on in your life, she needs to know about it. Hell, we don't even talk to our siblings like that.
Right.
So why are you doing that with a so-called friend?
Yeah.
Now, this is the other piece that kind of gets with me when I hear women, not so much men, but women. They always say, "Well, this man is my friend." And it's someone they either just met,
right,
either a year or 2 years ago. And this person, I said, for me, a friend is the closest thing to like a sibling. That's somebody you can count on no matter what. So if your sibling is not there, then that friend is going to be the one that's going to be standing with you and holding it and got your six regardless. So I don't take that lightly. I don't just throw that title and label out there to anybody. So when I hear females like, oh, he's just a friend, and it's somebody you just met. And I was like, so when the last time he did something for you? Not saying he had to do something, but when the last time he helped you out in a situation to whereas he's such a good friend?
Right.
And I'm going to use an example. I'm not going to say any names, but someone that I know had this dude that claimed to be a friend. Now, he was sending inappropriate texts talking about, see, you should have been with me. That's why you should have stayed with me, and asking her out and stuff like that. I don't do that with my female friends. We joke around and stuff like that. Like T, my ex door neighbor, we talk about any and everything, but it's never to the point to where we're flirting with each other. And this dude was clearly flirting with her and testing the waters. So I'm like, you don't see that? Like, that's clear as day what he's doing. I don't know if you do that, but I don't do that. Like I said, a mature man is not going to play around like that. If that's not his intent, then he's not even going to, put that out there like that. So that bothers me as far as when I hear a woman say, oh, he's just a friend. And then they got the other dude out there, or the dude out there throwing hints and testing the waters to see what's going to be up with that.
Well, Biz Markie had a song about it years ago when we growing up. So
it was more than years ago.
Yeah, some decades ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Said he's just a friend. Never believe that. Now, when you said that, and I know what you mean, so just to clarify for the listeners, because I know somebody's going to try to say devil's advocate is what I'm doing. A best friend, no, let's not just say a friend, because if it's a friend, then yeah, you should never put any of your significant others second. Now, why I say best friend, because I met, and I'm sure you probably had too, where you met someone and they say that I have a friend, or the other one is, oh, he's like my brother.
Yeah.
He's a brother to me,
Right.
and we cool and we talk about everything. So this is where you're gonna probably not challenge me, but you're gonna raise the eyebrow when you were saying about mature men wouldn't do that. Now this is where I would say I have some lady friends where we joke around. Like, it's one particular lady friend, we just on that level where we talk about any and everything, and some of it's inappropriate, but we respect each other, that we know that there's nothing there, so we can talk like that. And she has a significant other, and I guess if he probably saw us talking together, he'll probably feel like we was trying to be together, right? Because we, like I said, we say anything. We make sex jokes, anything. There's no there's no holding back. But again, we just on that rapport with each other where it's like talking to a dude. And this is where I'm gonna say it's kind of like an excuse. Just because a female, a lady, you can't say it's inappropriate because it's a lady. Because if you could joke about it with your dude, it's okay. Because again, there's some women out there that where you just a comfort level where you can say and do anything, and it's just simply that. To where it's not because it's the opposite sex, you're trying to flirt with her. You know what I mean? So it's just how it is. And I'm gonna tell you this, right? I just started working at my company. What was it, 3-4 months? Some people you just meet and you just hit it off. Now, there's a lady that works there, older lady, well, she shouldn't say older, she's the same age as us. And she was talking and she made a comment, because we worked with the exhaust pipes, so we deal with a lot of pipes. And she said something, damn, this is a pipe that I ain't seen. I don't know if I can handle this one, a little bigger than normal. Now, mind you, we just met. And I looked at it, I just started cracking up. So it wasn't offensive, it wasn't disrespectful, because we kind of got it. It was funny. So the reason why I'm sharing that is because after that, we hit it off. And again, we just met one day. I worked on her line, and now we just joke around, talk about sports, everything. But it's never a flirtatious towards each other that I know of. Now, she has her own hidden agenda. She has a good way of not showing it. So the whole point I'm trying to make out of all this is you can build a friendship with a woman or male and have that rapport with each other. And they each have someone, but you're not trying to disrespect them. It's just y'all have that relationship where it's just no holds bar. Everything goes, there's no disrespect. We just talk like that. We both have no filter. So I think it's a thin line, obviously, with that. Again, now, if your girl or your friend says, look, my guy or my husband don't appreciate it, then that's where you have to back off out of respect for the guy, even though you don't know him, you met him once, or you met her. If she feel like that, I think that's where you have to kind of say, you know what, it seems inappropriate, but I know we ain't trying to mess around. I know we just good friends. We just joke like that. But then that's when you got to respect the other person, you know, because you wouldn't want that to happen if that was your mate or significant other. So I get it. It's a mature thing. But I think it just depends on each individual, on who your friends are. Like some, you can flirt with her. I mean, not flirt. You can joke around with her, but you be like, I don't know. This might seem the wrong way because she might have feelings towards me. And she hinted towards it, and then I make something like that that's just going to escalate and make her think maybe it's a possibility. So I think all those different scenarios comes into play, but I think you would know who you're dealing with to be able to manage on who you can do or what you can do on that aspect. But yeah, I have 2 lady friends like that. One of my clients, actually, we joke around, and you know, she'd be like, you don't mind me talking like this, do you? I said, no, because I know who you are now, because I get to know you, so it's not offensive. She's like, well, I don't want your lady to get mad or nothing, to come up here and try to beat me up. So I know what you're going to say. I already know. But we still had to understand, because I'm not doing anything to disrespect her, because I told, you know, whoever I was with, this person is my good friend. But if it bothers you, then I had to respect it. Actually, I got put on that situation where she didn't like the fact that I had a friend, because we used to date. And I think that's what made it hard for the one that I was with at that time, because she didn't understand how we could be dating at one point and then stop and just be friends. So in her mind, what happens one day if y'all in the moment, y'all drinking and and you look in and you talking and just that old flashback or one hot time you had together, how do you handle that? Because that's another challenge though, when you have somebody that you dated before and now you friends, you know? So there's a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, I think that depends on the person. I don't know. This may sound weird to you, but I'm trying to think if I actually dated somebody and went back to that person. I don't believe I have. I may have, but I don't think I have. Other than what's the name, Michelle, but yeah, I gotta stop name dropping, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just my thing. Like I can be cool. Like as far as intimacy and stuff like that, again, it won't happen. But as far as being friends, I don't have no issue with that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I think everything we talk about on here really depends on individuals. So I don't think it's anything. It's like one set method or way of doing things. But yeah, just it's I think it's a case by case situation. Because like I was saying earlier, if that person is mature, I don't see that being an issue. But now I will say that to address this, because I'm like I said, I was listening to you talk about that, and I'm just trying to look at it from a mature, not an egotistical standpoint, as far as like, why are you talking to him like that? Why don't you talk to me like that? And I don't want it to seem like that I'm being possessive or controlling. Like you can only talk to me like that. You can't talk to nobody else. I don't know. It's just like a respect thing,
right?
Kind of, sort of. Because like you flip it. So if she was doing that with somebody else, with a dude, how would you feel about it?
Yeah, that's yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. It's just, you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite because, like I said, I have female friend and stuff that I talk to like that, but I know it's not going anywhere because it's just not on that level. But then sometimes I do think about it. I'm like, well, the person I'm with, how they going to feel about me talking to somebody else about whether we joking or not. So I don't know. That's a touchy one right there.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good conversation is to have with each other. Like, if you have a friend and y'all cool, but y'all do have an attraction, that's a challenge too, where both of y'all are attracted to each other, but y'all like, no, we good though, we just gonna be friends. So I think that's what's gonna be hard, because if both of you know that y'all could one day, it could happen, but you trying to stay away from that, that's gonna be hard. Because I've been in that situation before where we was like, damn, you gorgeous, man, but we was like, you know what, but we didn't want to mess up the good friendship we had. So we said, let's just stay friends, because how would that happen? How would that come about if we was to be intimate and still try to be friends and then lead into a relationship? So you're right. It just depends on individual, and it all depends on how each one communicate with each other on how you handle that. Because dare I say this, but it was a client that I ain't gonna put that out there like that, but it's somebody that I met online.
Well, you done said it now, so.
Right, but no, I can't. I'm just gonna say somebody I met years ago.
Okay.
And we met online, and then we just stopped. Years passed, and we kind of ran into each other, bumped each other again. So we started talking, but we found out we have a good friendship going. And then one of my buddies coming to the picture, he liked her. So he in his own ways flirting with her, trying to come on to her, trying to throw hints, but she just wasn't into him. She's just like, nah, I'm not feeling that dude like that. But he keep hitting me up on Instagram and he trying to shoot a shot, but I'm just not, I ain't allowing it. So then she comes and tells me, well, to be honest, it was all about you from the beginning. This is the only reason why I reached out to you again. So I was just like, oh man. I said, well, we know it's just gonna only be friends, because where I'm at, it can't be nothing but that. And she respects it, but I could tell ever since then, it's a little different on the body language and how when we interact is not the same, because it felt like, I guess to her, it's rejection. or as they say, they friend zone me.
Right.
So I think that that's hard though when both of you meet someone each other. One, again, I said this early in the show. If one feels one type of way and the other one doesn't, that's where I think it'll be awkward as friends, because you know that person is still looking at you like, damn, let me get you drunk one night. No, I'm just but that's what's going to always be an awkward situation. But if you have respect for each other, I think you can be friends. So I think at the end of the day, there can be a platonic male and female friendship without anything extra, as long as each other respect each other and don't have no drinks late at night.
Let me throw this scenario at you, hypothetically speaking. This is what I'm envisioning. All right, so you have somebody, right? She says she has a male friend, they're best friends. Right. So she'd be like, hey, Marcus, I'm going to hang out with Terrence. You cool with that? But babe, this is the day we always, hang out and do what we do. Yeah, but he's going out of town and, I just want to hang out with him before he goes out of town. And you say, all right, cool, I'm good. So she calls you or texts you like, hey, babe, I'm going to be a little bit late. We sitting here on the couch watching a movie, and the movie is really good. But I'll text you when I'm on my way home. Or she texts you like, babe, you know what? It's kind of late. I don't want to have to drive back. And he said it's cool if I sleep on the couch or sleep in his guest room. And are you okay with that? I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, that's challenging. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hell no, you need to bring your ass home tonight. No, but yeah, that's a great point. I mean, yeah, that's a human characteristic. Human feelings is going to jump up. I don't care who you are. It's going to make you feel some type of way. Yeah, you have to have a lot of utmost respect for your significant other to say okay.
But I don't trust.
Trust. Yeah, perfect trust. Actually, to be honest, I had that happen to me. Truth be told, she had a friend like that where she told me, oh, he'll sleep in the bed with me and we won't do anything with each other. And I'm looking at her like, really? I said, does he like men or something? Because you very attractive. I don't see how old boy could just lay in there and he just respects me. And he knows that I never do nothing with him. And I'm just like, that just sounds a little over the top. Because one, why would he have to sleep in the bed with you? Why couldn't he pick a couch or make a pallet on the floor out of respect, knowing that, hey, we just friends, but that don't mean I gotta sleep in the bed with you. But I had her tell me this, like, oh, we just friends. We've been doing this for years. So when I heard that, I'm immediately, first reaction is y'all must have messed around and y'all just comfortable, but you just want to make it and kind of sweep it under the rug as that was in the past. I'm like, no, that just don't sit well with me. So we wound up breaking up because you call it insecurity. I just had to trust because I just felt like that was different, that you can have a male and do all of that. And again, like you were saying earlier, if you have a significant other, that's where you should try to slowly transition to where that's with your significant other. Your friend should just be, hey, what you doing? How you doing? Everything good? Is he treating you right? She treating you right? Good. I'm happy for you. But all that extra stuff, yeah, you gotta know to say, you know what? There's somebody in my life now. You gotta understand that. Because I'm gonna tell you another story real quick about another. I'm like, damn, this dude dated a lot. Yes, I did. This one lady I dated, perfect scenario, like you were saying. She told me this guy, he was kind of big dude, kind of overweight, wasn't the most attractive guy. But she said the dude had her back. He supported her family. He supported her when she was going through her health issues. So the dude was really a true friend, like there on every aspect, not just talking on the phone, laughing about good times. He was there for the bad times. And he always did stuff for her. And she always highlighted and admired him. And she always talked about it. So to me, that's like, damn, you talk about this dude a lot. Just be your friend. She just said how good he was and how when nobody else was there, this guy was. Mm-hmm. So then we started dating, and I was like, well, you need to let him know that y'all can't talk as much as you used to because you have me now. That's my responsibility. Now, y'all can be friends, carry conversation, but not every day like you used to. Because she told me he'd come over, watch movies. He was good with the kids. And I was like, you know what it sounds like to me? In his mind, this dude felt like he was in a relationship with you.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what I was
God,
saying.
that doesn't make no sense. Why would he do that? I said, because listen to what you told me. You don't see it or you don't want to see it. All that stuff that dude was doing for you, he was doing it like he was with his girlfriend. So in his mind, he had a woman. He just didn't want to act on it because he respected you. And then she told me when I met him, we just started talking. She's like, well, he has some ball or some event that he's going to, and he asked me to go. I said, are you serious? She's like, yeah, well, he done so much for me. So I was like, okay, well, you knew him before me. You said he was there when you at your lowest. So who am I to say no? So I said, go ahead and go, have fun. Late night, got home late. I said, just let me know when you get home. Oh God, this is the next day. He did something I never thought he'd do before. I said, what's that? He tried to kiss me last night.
Of course.
I was like, what? She's like, yeah, we was talking. It was just weird because he never done that before. But as we was driving, he started opening up and telling me how he really cared about me and he honestly wanted to be with me, but he knew that I'm not his physical type for her, so he never pushed the issue. I said, well, why is he coming forward with all this now? Now he knows you with a guy. Now he feels like, oh, I need to step over bounds and try to take her away. And she didn't want to hear it. No, that ain't true. And how you going to talk about my friend? You don't know him. That's disrespecting somebody you never met. I said, from what you're telling me, that's what it sounds like. So that passed and gone. Then another weekend came up. It was one of her kids' birthday. I had to work or whatever. She's like, oh, so-and-so's going to come over and barbecue for me because I don't know how to barbecue. So he's going to come barbecue. I'm like, hey, all you had to do was ask me. I could have made arrangements or something. No, he said he'd do it. So I was like, okay, that's who you want. So she had him come over and barbecue. And then he was there and he, again, tried to advance and make another pass at her. She's just like, look, I want you to respect me. We've been friends for years. I don't understand why you're doing this now. Well, how come you with this dude? He ain't good enough for you. He can't take care of you like I can. So all his feelings start surfacing to the point where he's being true. And I said, I told you, he had his own secret little fantasy of being in a relationship with you. That's why he was doing so much. So we got into a disagreement where why can't a guy do things for a woman and it just be out of respect and friendship and love? I said, yeah, he might have, but you don't know how his mind is playing. He may be thinking in his mind, oh, I'm taking care of her. This is my woman. That's just his intention. No, he ain't like that. So long story short, she had to tell him, look, you got to stop because dude's getting too aggressive to the point where, yeah, she started to realize, wow, I never knew he was like that. I understand why now. I said, because he's seen you was happy with somebody else. So now he felt threatened. So that just goes to show you that sometimes you can have a friend, but like I was saying earlier, it depends on the other individual. The other person has some type of feelings, but they just don't share it with you. And then when they see you with somebody else, then all that stuff comes to light. That's when it's challenging. So yeah, that's why I say it is hard to be in a relationship as friends with a woman, because you do develop some kind of feelings. I don't care, you will. If it's friends or if it's any kind of attraction, that's going to surface, especially when you meet somebody.
Yeah, I'm a true believer, and if it got to that point, like I said, if you sitting on the couch and y'all watching a movie and you're cuddling, and if either one of you turn to make a move to kiss, I think it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Because like you said, you just have that intimacy, well, not intimacy, you have that connection.
Right.
And, you know, when your hormones is raging and you feeling a certain type of way, things can happen. Yeah. But you know, a good person we should have on here is Candy, because I was talking to her. We had like this conversation a while back, and she gave me a total different perspective. And I don't want to, talk about what we talked about because that's personal with her and that individual. But how she explained it is like will give you a totally different perspective. And when she told me, I was like, damn, I didn't look at it from like her being jealous or insecure. I just seen it as, damn, that makes a lot of sense. There's really, really some logic behind it. So hopefully we can either get her on there or another female that can bring a different perspective. But
yeah, well, we can do two. We can have Candy and one of my guests have a panel of four. Have four people in here. So that way it's even. It's 2 women, 2 men, and we all have different point of views and views on it. So I think that'd be part 2 that we have on the woman's point of view on that, because we got to be fair and let the women speak their part too. So that'd be great. Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to be one-sided on it, or like I said, be a hypocrite. I don't believe that it can be the case, even though I say I do have female friends. I'm in a different mindset and mind space right now, but other dudes and women out there, I just don't believe it. It could be, but I think given the time and situation, it can go down. What's said? It's about to go down.
Now let me ask you this: what you saying that? So how does that play a part with you, with your significant other and male friends? I know how you are, but what if she has a male friend like that? How do you handle that? Do you tell her, look, are you being one-sided because your vision, or are you being fair and understanding that, okay, that's your friend, or you telling her, hell no, it just ain't gonna happen? Did you put her on an ultimatum, or if that's the case?
Well, not so much
a male friend.
Not so much the ultimatum. I just don't believe it. Like I said, most men that I know and what I observe are not at that point yet. Most men is out here trying to bag what they can get as many bodies they can get. If the opportunity is there, they're going to take it. So I just don't believe there's a lot of dudes rolling around that has the same mindset that I do. Now, this is a prime example. Like Tirsa. Oh, damn, someone's name dropping no more. But she was my ex next door neighbor. Right. So she moved, and last year she invited me to a Halloween party. So I was like, cool, I'm going to invite the person I'm dating, whatever. And we went. So anytime she has something, she's invited. So my thing is, if it's a true friend and there's no ulterior motives, why can I be invited too? Why every time you go out, it's just you and that friend? Now I get it. Sometimes you just want to be with that friend, but if that friend is with somebody, why can't you double date? Why can't y'all do a game night together? So that's why I said it's a suspect. If every time that friend, I'm just doing something with that friend, so that friend's not seeing nobody. Y'all can't have like a neutral meetup spot. Like I said, either go do a game night together, go out to eat or whatever. So that's not possible. That's when I raised the red flag. Because if you can't do that, then something ain't right. Because the dude I was talking about earlier, the one I was calling and texting and stuff like that, invited her to wanted to take out for her birthday. So for me, I'm gonna be like, hey, are you dating somebody, or are you still dating that same person?
Right.
I want to take you out. Is that cool? Or I even call the dude like, hey, bro, I want to take your lady out for her birthday and everything like that. Is that cool or whatever? You can come too. We can hang out together. But just to do that text, there's just something wrong with that to me. That tells me that's not a true friend, because a true friend is going to look out for your best interest and be like, well, I don't want to start anything. So you either ask or I'll ask, just out of respect. And if that don't happen, to me, that is not a friend. That's somebody with ulterior motive. They just waiting in the weeds until that time is right.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another scenario. And all your viewers out there, please somebody comment on this, ladies. Okay, and guys, both of y'all. How do you handle a situation where, like I was saying earlier, you meet someone, y'all was going to talk, but then you fall back and say, no, let's just be friends. We could try to be friends, which is funny because that's what you're supposed to start off as anyway. So anyway, we're being friends, but when we go out as friends, we kind of feel that energy, that connection, when we want to touch and feel each other. How do you feel like, the question I'm asking is, do you feel like that would ever really be a true friendship? Or can it be a true friendship? Because you know that energy is there where you are attracted. You want to grab each other, even hug each other and almost get to that point. But like you said, you want to kiss each other. So once you do that, it's over. So my question is, again, do you think it's possible for that to ever
Yeah.
evolve into a friendship, or you feel like it never will because y'all have that attraction still?
Just a friendship or a relationship?
Just a friendship. Do
No.
you feel like it can be just a friendship?
No, because some people you have that sexual energy attraction to.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you always going to have this, not going to just go away.
Right.
So even though you're playing being friends, that energy is still there.
Right.
So like I said, you just basically waiting in the weeds for that moment.
Right. Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. Now,
Okay.
yeah, that was somebody I met, was it
Yeah.
2 years ago? And it was the first time we met. You know, we had that connection. We in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And first time I ever met her, we holding hands. We would have swear we was
Right. Y'all
couples.
been together.
Yeah. But yeah, it just didn't work out with that person. But yeah, no, to answer your question, no, I don't believe that.
That's what I figured. So yeah. But we definitely gotta get some ladies on here, because this is a good part too, to hear their perspective. Because I'm curious to hear what women have to say, because I know I shouldn't say this, but I think women say more than guys.
Oh, he's
But
just
they
the friend?
answer this. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm sure some guys that do that, but I feel like it's a little bit more women that has more guy friends than men, you know? So, it'd be good to have that.
I think women put them in the
Friend zone?
Yeah, the friend zone, but they like put them in the just in case emergency, break glass.
As the comedian said, just in case emergency, break the box.
They got potential.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Potential. Yup.
All right.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But so that's going to, conclude this episode. But again, beautiful people, like, subscribe, comment. And again, thank everyone that's viewing. Continue to view. And as I always say, a thought becomes a belief, and a belief becomes a manifestation. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all have a good one.
They wonders of the world, they monsters. The twin Tompkins brought our only on. They travel the world stomping at the brink of dawn daily. The iron's pumping. I bring you no brothers, about to bring you their life. Look no further, everybody, cause it's day and night. Let's go.